Hey everybody, this is Mace1370 back for another triple Gatecrash 8-4. Slaughterhorn is pretty good as a card we could potentially first pick. Drakewing Crassus, also good. So is Knight of Obligation. Sepulchre Primordial is fine, but I don't really like first picking a 7-drop, especially in this format. Cartel Aristocrat is good too, but it's double colored and its power level doesn't really justify taking a double colored card right now. So I think the two that I'm really eyeballing here are Knight of Obligation and Slaughterhorn. Drakewing Crassus is very good too, but I think it's pretty close to Slaughterhorn in power level that it would be better as a first pick just to take the Slaughterhorn. And I think if I was going to first pick a card based on color alone, it would probably be white, because this sets me up to either end up in Boros or Orzhov, both of which are very solid decks. Green is fine too, because Simic and Gruul are both good as well, but yeah, we'll take a Knight of Obligation and see what comes. No Orzhov cards in this pack, really. There's a, let's see, Scab Clan Charger, which is fine. Ivy Lane Denizen, which is fine. Leyline Phantom is decent in Simic. Fire Fist Striker is a pretty good 2-drop. Call the Nightwing is okay too. Martial Glory is always good. Biovisionary is playable, but nothing exciting. Yeah, this pack is also pretty underwhelming. Nothing here really makes me want to like force into one direction, or rather, push into one direction compared to another. So I guess going with my first pick, I don't really want to take a green card, especially neither of these are that exciting for a second pick, so I'm just going to take the Fire Fist Striker. If Boros ends up being open, then we're rewarded. If not, then we didn't really miss out on much. Interesting. So that's a third pick Cloudfin Raptor, and it's pretty much the best card in the pack by a good margin, so we're going to snap it up for sure. We got past that Call the Nightwing, just a note, so that could indicate that Dimir is open. Unfortunate that we passed it, but I didn't really mention in the previous pack. I don't really like jumping into Dimir first off unless I know it'll be open. It's not a guild that I would really push towards in the beginning of a draft, but if you see it's open, then it's fine to go into it. It's not like Izzet was, where I feel like I just literally avoided Izzet at all cost. Well, we're getting kind of conflicting signals here. There's no Dimir, there's really no Orzhov or Boros in this pack that I really want to take. There's a Bomber Core, which is fine, I guess. There's a Gruul Kirun and a Gruul Rage Beast. I guess we've seen a couple decent green cards. We saw last pack, or I guess it was maybe the pack before, the Scab Clan Charger. And then there was the Ivy Lane Denizen as well. So maybe green will be open. I don't really want to take a Bomber Core here. Red does not appear to be super open. So if I was going to take a Gruul card, it would be Kirun or Rage Beast. I guess Rage Beast is probably preferable. I mean, Kirun is fine too. It's decent, but Rage Beast is pretty strong. Alright, well, yeah, so I don't know if a Dimir is really open. Like, we see a Kirun here and a Mind Eye Drake, both of which are fine. I think I kind of either want to take Slaughterhorn or Gruul Charm. Yeah, and this is close. Slaughterhorn is very good. So is Gruul Charm, though. We have a Gruul Rage Beast and a Fire Fist Striker. If we take the Slaughterhorn, we could kind of straddle the Simic Gruul deck. I mean, getting this third pick means that green might be open. Yeah, this is tough. So because I'm not totally sure what is going to be open yet, I'm going to try and keep myself a bit open, and I'm going to take the Slaughterhorn here. I would like to be Gruul, and Gruul Charm is very good. It might be the best pick here, but this will let me hedge back into Simic if that ends up being the place to be. Okay, well, no Simic cards here, so I think that ship has probably sailed at this point. It's pick 6, and we've only seen one Cloudfin Raptor, and that's kind of it. No Croconers or other evolved creatures, so I'm going to hide this and hide that. And besides, this is very close to being as good as Gruul Charm. Well, so we have a Guildgate, an Armored Transport, and a Scorchwalker. I mean, technically these are also cards we could play. Not really excited about doing either of them. Yeah, between this and the Scorchwalker, I guess I would prefer to have the Blood Rush guy. Okay, this pack is kind of weak too. I guess we'll take Active Treason. It's a reasonable card. We'll probably play it. And here's Verdenhaven. So I'll go ahead and take that. Verdenhaven is fine. So this was our opener. So let's see, the I guess the Slaughterhorn and the Draping Crassus are gone. No real surprise there. Wasn't really expecting to wheel much out of this pack. So, yeah, and the Cartel Aristocrat's gone. Dutiful Thrall is still here. This is probably the best card left in the pack. I guess we'll take it, just to take it. Okay, this is very cute with Gruul Rage Beast, I have to say. Yeah, I mean, we'll take it. I don't know, maybe we use some sort of 5-color nonsense and we wouldn't play either of these in that type of deck. Nothing really here. Yeah, so this pack was kind of hard to read. I think we're going to end up in Gruul. Pack 2 might be kind of weak just because we did pass a few, good green and like green-red cards. I don't think this really matters. Neither of those cards are super playable. Alright, well, Spire Tracer wheeled, so I guess that's a thing. Yeah, if you get, a very aggressive deck, this guy can be playable if you get this in like some forced adaptations and stuff. As well as the Madcap skills, you can kind of try to demise a win. Yeah, I guess I'm not like super disappointed with how this pack turned out, but it's a little underwhelming. Usually hope to get a clear signal earlier. I guess maybe part of my problem was that since I'd taken the white card, I was kind of like trying to ignore the green cards. And maybe I should have made a stronger, mental note that like green is probably open right now. Because like when I saw the Ivy Lane Denizen and Scad Clan Charger and all that stuff go by. Alright, well, we open Gideon, and I mean, he's fine, but I don't think he's really worth that many tickets. I'm going to check really quick. I think we're probably taking Zertar Swine here. I mean, this is pretty nuts, though. 1 sec. Yeah, I mean, he's worth like 3 or 4 tickets. Not really worth it for me. We did open quite the nut white pack, though. These are some very impressive cards. Not much for us to wheel out of this pack other than maybe a Prof Prism or a Burst of Strength. We could also consider doing 5-color nonsense, maybe. I'd really rather prefer just to be straight Gruul, though. Alright, well, here we have a Simic Charm, which would be nice to play, but we can't really do it. Where were these picks last time? Basilica Guards, Difficult Rogue. Yeah, these are all like High Priest of Penance. Pretty sweet. So I guess it's between Burst of Strength and Corpse Blockade. Neither of those are that exciting. Or sorry, not Corpse Blockade. I meant Armored Transport. I misspoke. Yeah, I mean, I guess we prefer the creature. Could take Simic Charm here, but that doesn't really seem worth it. Alright, Slaughterhorn is fine. I'll take that. I guess we could pick up some Guild Gates to maybe splash the Simic Charm, but again, I prefer not to splash for something like that. Rust Scarab is here, it might come around. Another Slaughterhorn is always good, though. Here's a forced adaptation that might wheel. We're just taking Disciple. We need more 2-drops, and it's a perfectly reasonable one. Alright, getting some cards. Vishino Shanktail is very good. We definitely have Blood Rush creatures. Yeah, so Scorchwalker, maybe we'll wheel, maybe the Gruul Guild Gate. Probably just Naturalize, though. So we'll take that. I don't think we need so many Armored Trap. Wow, Mugging. I will absolutely snap that up. Another Spire Tracer, Elusive Krasis, so this pack is definitely going better than the first one. But yeah, Mugging is an easy pick there. Hello, and that's a Croconura. So I don't know what people went into downstream. I don't think we cut Gruul particularly well. We let some green go through us, but apparently no one is in green right now. Hands of Binding is also a very good card. So kind of surprised to see that so late. Massive Raid is fine. Another Gruul Guild Gate. We'll just take the Croconura. And here the fun runs out. I guess we'll take Spire Tracer. Probably not playing them. And the Prof Prism wheeled, so that's a card. Nothing here. So we could take the Syndicate Enforcer or the Corpse Blockade. I guess Corpse Blockade probably gives us more trouble. Alright, interesting. Picked up a freebie Simic Guild Gate. Might be playable if we get a Greenside Watcher or 2. Well, the Forced Adaptation did wheel, so maybe the Spire Tracers will be coming in after all. We'll see. I think it's still unlikely. I think right now what our deck needs to focus on is getting more 2-drops. I don't think we're really going to play the Prof Prism unless I guess we get some sort of powerful spell that we need to splash. Don't have one of those right now. Taking the Naturalize here for the sideboard. Another Spire Tracer. Yeah, but what I was saying, need to focus more on 2-drops. the upper end of our curve is filled out pretty well. I wouldn't mind like another Zertar Swine as long as we get the 2-drops that we need. We have a bomb, so we don't really need another like super expensive spell. But yeah, I'm going to try and focus on this pack as much as possible, taking 2-drops to fill out our curve and maybe some removal if we can get it. We just have a mugging right now. Huh. And we have opened a Lazav Demir Mastermind. I don't think he's worth anything, but I'm just going to go check. Yeah, he's only worth 1.5 tickets, so not worth taking there. We probably just want Croconura. We could take Cinder Elemental, and it's fine. We already have a couple 4-drops though, and Croconura is quite good. This pack is actually, there is Arrows of Justice as well. So maybe actually that's what we take. I don't know, this is pretty close. I've seen Cinder Elemental Wheel. He looks a lot more powerful on paper than he actually is. We already have a bunch of 3-drops, probably not playing the Verdant Haven. Yeah, our creature count is kind of low. 10, I mean, yeah. I don't know if I can guarantee picking up, 6 or 7 quality creatures, so I think it has to be the Croc, unfortunately. Alright, well, between Gruul, Keyrune, and Mugging, I think we just take Mugging. It's pretty sweet. And it might help pad up our early curve, which we seem to be kind of lacking right now. I wouldn't mind getting that Gruul, Keyrune, though. It probably won't wheel. Okay, so here we have either Madcap Skills or Ivy Lane Denizen, and unfortunately I think we just have to take the Denizen. I would like to take the Madcap Skills, but we just don't have that many creatures. I mean, we have 11 so far, but Armored Transport is not the best. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess we don't have that many green creatures either, though. Yeah, this is pretty close as well, but I think the Denizen is fine. We have, the Blood Rush to kind of force stuff through and prevent our guys from dying in combat. So, I mean, Madcap Skills is not strictly necessary. I guess we have 1,000,000 Spire Tracers, so that's a consideration. Alright, well, if I knew I was just getting a second Ivy Lane Denizen, then maybe I would have taken the Madcap Skills, but these guys do get better in multiples. Don't really want Molten Primordial. We already have a 5-drop, or a 7-drop, sorry, so we don't really need a second one. Ruination Worm is fine. We might wheel it, though, so I'm just going to take the Denizen here. Alright, I guess we're taking the Scab Clan Charger and doing Mono 4-drops. We've taken pretty much every 2-drop we've seen, which has not been very many. So that's unfortunate, but sometimes there's nothing you can do about it. Okay, this pack is very bad. I'm just going to take the Forced Adaptation here. Maybe we play the Spire Tracers, I don't know. Just so we have kind of more of an early game. It does not feel like a strong deck, though, if we do that. Interesting, okay, so a Zertar Swine versus a Madcap Skills or Warmind Infantry. Again, I think I'm just taking the Swine. We're just maxing out on Blood Rush creatures. And the Swine's pretty sweet. Warmind Infantry is good too, but we have plenty of 3-drops, so I think it really comes down to the Madcap Skills or the Swine. And yeah, the Swine I think is better. Alright, so Warmind Infantry, Ruination Worm, or Ripscale Predator. I think we have enough 3-drops, so we might actually be able to take the Ripscale here. I wonder if that Keyrune would wheel, which I think is very unlikely. That would be pretty sweet since we kind of have more of a top curve. I don't know. This is kind of close. I guess we're definitely scrounging for playables either way. I think the Ripscale Predator is fine there because these guys you can really cast them in the 3 slot also. But our goal will really just to be to get out 1 or 2 creatures and then just keep forcing them through and backing them up with Blood Rush. Alright, awesome. Well, the Cinder Elemental wheeled, so hooray for that. Our curve is pretty miserably bad. I really would have taken any 2-drop over any of these spells that we've taken, but we just haven't seen them. So it's kind of like, what can you do? Okay, well, we don't really need another Spire Tracer, and we don't really need another Naturalize. I guess we're more likely to board in a couple Naturalizes against a deck that's very enchantment or artifact heavy. Okay, this might have been the Keyrune pack, I don't remember. I'm just going to take Gridlock. I would prefer it not to be used against us, and the other cards aren't really playable. I take it back, I think this was the Keyrune. I think it was in the same pack as Purged and Profane. which I guess we're taking. Alright, another forced adaptation for our multiple Spire Tracers. Unfortunately, I think we might have been able to have that deck if we had gotten a ton of 2-drops, but we just didn't get any. And so it's a little awkward to, go Spire Tracer, and I guess you just could go Spire Tracer and then an additional enchantment or something on turn 2, but it's kind of wonky. Indiana Scatter Arc. Okay, well the plus is that we ended up with about 1,000,000. Oh wow, we did get a lot of those. 1,000,000 Blood Rush abilities, but we did not get very many early drops, unfortunately. And actually, since we have 2 Ivy Lane Denizens, I could maybe see putting the some of the Spire Tracers in. I think we'll probably have to, just for playability purposes. I don't think we really need to play Armored Transport. And yeah, I mean, we're pretty lacking on playables, so in go the Spire Tracers. We could play 3, that seems like a lot. Maybe we'll do 2 and then 2 forced adaptations. It's either that or play Armored Transport, but we don't have any battalions, so this card is pretty mediocre for us. We could play Verdant Haven, but we don't have any fixing, and this is a way to accelerate. It's pretty unexciting by itself. You'd rather just have a key rune. Okay, I guess we're doing this. Our Spire Tracer Gruel Rage Beast deck. Playing the Spire Tracers also gives us more targets for Ivy Lane Denizen. Unfortunately, we didn't grab any of the Madcap skills. I guess maybe we could, if we take in the first one, that might have worked out better, but yeah, this is definitely kind of a weird curve. I'm kind of curious what it looks like. So the Slaughterhorn is a card. I mean, we're obviously not casting it on turn 1, but we could be blood rushing it from turn, I guess technically 2 onward, but probably more like turn 3 or 4 onward. Same with Active Treason, it's probably going to come out here. Shanktail is probably more on turn 3 or onward. Same with this, same with pretty much all of our Blood Rush guys. Yeah, so I guess we'll see if this works or not. Looks like we have a little more green than red, that's fine. Okay, on to round 1.